up, everybody? It is the morning after with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Wednesday. Welcome to the 5th day of March, 2025. My name, of course, is Nick. I present to you radio's Big J. Hi, radio.
Hey, hi, I'm a radio.
Is it okay if I call you that? Is it a new nickname?
No, it's not okay.
Okay.
It's
all right.
weird.
Fine, Big J it is. I mean,
Thank
God.
you. Worked hard for that.
I guess. I mean, it seems like it was more bestowed upon you, but still, I still think that you have a wonderful name, and I will refer to you as
No, I
such.
literally picked my own name.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It was dumb.
So now it's dumb?
I immediately regretted it and tried to fix that and then was told, no, you can't.
Do it
Sorry.
all over again? What would it be?
Oh, I have no idea now.
Oh.
I have no idea now. I just realized.
Let's say you had to say pivot. You're here, but you've also picked up another radio station that already has a Big J. The one in Montana. What do you call yourself then?
No, I was Big J before that guy was.
Yeah, but he's...
I'm kicking him out.
No, he's market ingrained. So you're the new guy. What do you do?
Jared. My name's Jared.
From Subway? Hot take,
God
buddy.
damn it.
Hot
I
take.
actually have no idea. Just like I had no idea right before we went on air. And they're like, what do we call you? I'm like, that's a great...
You didn't
Jeremy's
immediately
pretty
default.
boring.
Yeah, I was going to say, you defaulted to your real name. But hey, listen, here's the deal. It's Big J, and don't you call him anything else but that. You understand me? Today on the show, we will get a movie review from Big J. That's going to happen today. He has watched a movie called Speak No Evil on Peacock, and he will give you a full review of it. He also will have an opportunity for a world premiere today, Big J. We have a brand new song that hopefully will make you happy. That's going to be coming up in the 7 o'clock hour. We're very excited about that. We also have a chance for you to go to Killswitch Engage a couple of times over the course of the show today. That should hopefully make you excited. We also have a nice chance for you to have some We're Going to Hell fun, as well as some headlines. Lots of important stuff to get to, Big J. And so it should be a solid Wednesday show right smack dab in the middle of your week to push you through to the other side of this work week. You understand?
Yeah.
So by the time you hit 10 o'clock, you go, wow, I am revitalized. I'm ready to go. Today's only Wednesday. Let's rock this. These are things often said after hearing our show. Well, let's start with some music, shall we? How about some Rage Against the Machine? Kicking things off this morning on the Morning After with Nick and Big J on the X-Rocks.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, I'm sure by now you've heard about the problems they're having with measles down in Texas, right?
Yeah, little outbreak.
Well, not to be outdone, the Treasure Valley has its own issue with a disease that almost has been eradicated and now is making a stunning comeback for lots of reasons. Pertussis, Big J. You familiar with the technical term?
Yeah, whooping cough.
That's right. It has dramatically increased here in the Treasure Valley this year. According to Central District Health, it kind of started back in late 2024. Now, back in 2023, there were 7 cases of whooping cough, 2 back in 2022. Since the tail end of 2024, 574 cases have been reported in the last 3 months, Big J. That's a lot of whooping cough. Mm-hmm. Also, Central Health District reported its first fatality because of this in the region. That involved a resident with underlying health conditions, of course. But according to St. Alphonsus, the spike is increased by social interactions followed by COVID-19. And there's a bunch of rare upper respiratory infections rolling around and communicable diseases in general. So the people at St. Al say if you had a cough, it could be whooping cough, but it could also be several other infections, which is why it's important that you don't go running around if you've got a cough. I wish some people that we worked with would hear these things. Somebody that has worked here that I feel like has had a cough and a bad one for the last calendar year?
Yeah.
But health officials recommend over-the-counter medication to ease the symptoms. Of course, Big J, there also is a whooping cough vaccine for both adults and for children. But nobody tells us what to do. You understand? And so it could be one of the reasons why it is making a startling comeback in such huge numbers in the last couple months.
When are you supposed to get that vaccine?
Well, there is a vaccine for adults.
When you're a kid?
Yes.
Or, okay.
It's the DTaP vaccine for kids.
All right.
And TTAP is the vaccine for whooping cough for adults. If you weren't vaccinated when you're a kid, you can get it when you're an adult.
I got you now.
So really, the reality is the reason why it's happening is people don't want to get vaccinated or aren't vaccinating their kids. That's what it boils down to, as does most things when it comes to pandemics, Big J. So we got ourselves a bit of a situation, so be careful. If you're not feeling well, stay home. We've been saying that since I feel like the last 7 years, but once again, we're giving advice, and people don't like to hear that. You understand?
Sure.
So just take care of yourselves and your kids, please, and make sure that they are as healthy as they can possibly be by doing what you can. Big J, remember how I was telling you how Bill Belichick and the University of North Carolina football team are going to be on Hard Knocks?
Yeah, I was like, that's cool.
Forget about that.
What happened?
In none of your business. But the deal fell through because apparently the agreement between the producers and the school had never been finalized, despite the reports coming out from HBO themselves. Also, there were some swirling reports that some, particularly one Big J NFL owner, didn't appreciate that an NFL-owned show was going to feature a college team, even though it's being led by Belichick. I'll give you one guess who that one owner was.
Robert Kraft?
No.
Oh. Jerry Jones?
Yes. So, do not know what that means because, again, the only reason they went to North Carolina is because every team gave them the middle finger when they originally said this. So, if all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys show
like
up on
Dallas
Hard Knocks,
Cowboys.
I don't think I would be shocked.
Again, right? Haven't they done it before?
They've done it twice before.
Yeah.
So
that was when Jerry Jones is seen dumping salt onto his McDonald's Egg McMuffin.
That's right. Yeah,
and we're like, what the hell is going on?
An egregious amount of salt, sir. You are too old for that. What are you doing? I cannot remember if this was in the Big J rotation or not. FBI Most Wanted, FBI International?
Nope, never made it to those.
You watched the original FBI, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so those are two spin-offs of the original FBI. CBS has decided not to renew those two shows after the next two seasons, so those two have been canceled. The good news is, Big J, the one that you watch, has been renewed for 3 more seasons. That will extend it through season 9 until 26-27. So you'll have plenty more FBI. Is that?
I haven't watched it in a while, so we haven't watched it for a few seasons.
Anybody I know in that show? No, just a bunch of people.
No, I don't. There might be one guy, I can't remember his name offhand though, but
I'm sure he's attractive, right?
Very.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. It is the X Rocks. Red Hot Chili Peppers, that's Other Side here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. I think we both can attest to this. Getting old sucks, Big J. There's nothing fun about it.
Yeah, boo.
But if maybe you want to stop aging, maybe find the fountain of youth, Big J.
Ponce de Leon?
That's right. Over in Florida. But he didn't actually find it. He was looking for it. And then he died. But there is new research that finds that finding love could be the secret of fountain of youth, at least for dudes. In a study published by the International Social Work Journal, a connection was made between your relationship status and successfully aging among older adults. More specifically, it found that men, those who were married, recently married, or in a committed relationship are nearly 4 more times likely to achieve optimal physical, mental, and social well-being, Big J. While marriage isn't the key entirely, researchers found it provides an important protective effort that probably shouldn't be ignored and unnoticed. Basically, what happens is as you get older, Big J, you're happier if you're not lonely. This, I think, is what it really boils down to. And so that makes you, when you feel happier and you have somebody that loves you and you come home to, that may make you at least feel a little bit better about your mental health and your social well-being. I don't know about physical, but, I feel like 2 out of 3 ain't bad, Meatloaf used to say, right?
Yeah.
So you got to take what you can get at this particular point. So maybe as you start to get older, finding that significant other in your life could help you age happily and feel like you feel younger. Big J, you're married. Do you feel younger than you actually are?
No. Yeah.
Ooh,
sometimes I do.
Sometimes
I feel older.
When you're moving pavers. But I mean, outside of that, you feeling pretty good about yourself and your situation and how things are?
I don't know. It's a day-to-day thing. Day to day, man.
All right.
Take it one day at a time.
Once again, there are outliers. There's not every single case that they find that if you're married, you're happy in your life. But it may lead you to being happier in your life. So think about it, won't you? As you start to get older, maybe having somebody to share your life with, can help you. And listen, if maybe you can have that person go on your radio show and grade you and call out your insecurities on the air, and maybe that'll help things out. What do you think?
It's not insecure. We have a difference of opinion.
Right. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hey, Big J watched a movie yesterday. That movie was called Speak No Evil. Find out all about it next on the X Rocks. Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit, right here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday, you guys tasked Big J with watching a movie on Peacock, so he did just that. That movie was called Speak No Evil. Big J, give us the official Big J review of Speak No Evil, please.
The official Big J review.
Yeah, not the unauthorized one, the official.
I don't know the difference. But let's start with the cast here. You got James McAvoy, Mackenzie Davis, Scott McNairy, Alcing Francisco, Alex West Leffler, and Dan Ho. Those are your main characters here, and it's essentially two families, or at least what we're led to believe. They meet up at, they don't know each other, they meet at a resort as they're on vacation, and, one is strange, and the other is trying to be a normal family. And, if you watch the trailer for this, you already know the gig. You already know that James McAvoy and his partner are probably not the greatest people. So you kind of have this understanding. You know something is going to happen, and you're just waiting for it to happen. And in between time, as this other couple, invites the other couple to their home, and it's an international kind of trip as Scott McNairy and Mackenzie Davis and their family. They live in London. I don't remember the setting for where they live.
Who? Which one?
James McAvoy.
It's like the British, it's like a countryside, the British countryside. It's like out in the middle of nowhere.
So they invite them out there, and really the entire time, man, I am completely uncomfortable. And I think you're supposed to be uncomfortable. They do a great job. James McAvoy is so damn good at acting. He is probably the greatest villain that we have right now. I mean, he can do everything and make you completely uncomfortable just by having him look at you and look at the screen. It's awkward and it feels weird, and you're like, ugh, it gives you the heebie-jeebies. I had the heebie-jeebies the entire time this is happening, and it's like you want to look away, but you can't, because that's the whole point of this movie. And throughout the movie, you finally start to discover what's going on a little bit, as it's always the kids, they find out what's happening, and it's kind of horrifying, and but it is one of those real, it's not a whodunit. You know whodunit. You're just waiting for it to happen, and it finally does, and it's pretty terrifying. The last 15 minutes, it happens fast once you get there, and so with the idea that I'm completely uncomfortable for the whole movie, and then Mackenzie Davis, they cast these people perfectly. She is a great badass and doesn't get credit for it a lot of times. And she plays a great one here. And so, I totally dug the movie, even though I was completely uncomfortable throughout all of it.
Yeah, I wonder, because I think I told you I saw this one in theaters, and I walked away from the movie thinking it was an absolutely amazing performance from James McAvoy, and that guy is just probably one of the greatest actors alive currently.
Yeah.
And then also feeling like the movie was a little bit mid, but I think, I wonder how I would feel had I not seen the trailer to it. You know what I mean? Because it does give away a lot. This movie spends a lot of time setting this up like everything is fine.
Right away he's the bad guy.
We're an hour in before anything bad happens. Yeah. And it's like, what are we doing? And then the other thing, no offense, I could not stand the couple. I think Mackenzie Davis is great, but these two are two terrible people that really are
there's a lot of those people out there.
I get it, but I don't want to watch them for 2 hours, I guess is my point. But other than that, I thought it was a fine kind of vehicle for James McAvoy, really, and it's worth seeing just for his performance, period. But I wonder if I would have liked it a lot more had I not known eventually it was going to happen, because for me it felt like it took forever before we got there.
Yeah, it is a trough to get there, but
still a good movie though.
When McAvoy becomes unhinged, it's just he's unhinged, and it's scary, and I want to hide under covers and stuff. Like, it's bad news, man. He's amazing.
Like,
so,
they do some really creepy and weird things, like in the beginning of it, to make you realize. And even that is like you're uncomfortable. Like the scene when they're eating together, and you're like, "Ooh, what is happening here?"
Well,
and then he turns into full bore, like Split, and you're like, "Whoa, bro, whoa."
Mackenzie Davis's character is vegan, and like he forces her to eat like a goose that they just killed, and it was like I felt so bad after.
Really
I was
weird.
like, oh man, that's bad. I mean, don't do that to somebody. So this is an interesting movie, and I mean, I think good for during October especially. You can get into some James McAvoy here being the bad guy, but approved, man.
All right. If you're looking for a nice, uncomfortable thriller, maybe check out Speak No Evil. It is on Peacock. It is officially Big J approved. He gives it the thumbs up. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Important stuff on the way on the X Rocks.
Globe in search of news. Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
The important stuff brought to you by Be Our Guest. We invite you to be our guest come Friday, 9 o'clock at xrock.com to Il Seguo Italian Kitchen. It's a wonderful place in Meridian. If you haven't been, right there on McMillan. It is a great place for authentic Italian comfort food, from locally sourced pasta to house-made sauces. It's delicious and awesome, and if you're looking for a great Italian night out, maybe you check out Il Sugo, and of course, you also have an opportunity to save some serious money when you be our guest. You can click on the link and grab $50 to Il Sugo for just $25 while supplies last. These are limited. They go live and start becoming available 9 o'clock Friday at xrock.com. Check it out and be our guest to Il Sugo Italian Kitchen in Meridian Friday at xrock.com. Big J, there may be more of us that are hoarding things than we realize. According to a new survey from the Talker Research, they talked to 20,000 Americans, and they estimated that about 34% of their, quote, stuff, which I imagine is whatever they have in their domicile, their living area, etc., is, quote, non-functional, which means we are hanging on to things that do not work, cannot work, or have something really wrong with them that we need to fix and we haven't gotten to yet. And it's a lot of stuff, Big J.
Yeah.
And when you talk about non-functional things, it's also not just broken things. It's things that really don't serve much of a purpose. Like, they're taking sports cards into this particular equation.
Whoa, that's an investment.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so, or coasters, or, lamps that you just have hanging out in your garage, those kind of things. And so it is something that maybe you want to think about when it comes to clearing out some space. If you are somebody that hangs on to, like I would consider like the cords that I have in my junk drawer, probably a lot of them are not functional. You know what I mean? That whatever charging thing that I had that was supposed to be hooked up for, long gone. Although, dude, it came in handy like 2 weeks ago. So my son Cash has a communication device, which is essentially a super big fancy tablet.
Yeah.
And the school accidentally sent home the wrong charger for it. And it was going to die. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't have this charger. Digging through like the ridiculous amounts of chargers I have, what do I find but one super old one that totally works for that tablet? And I was like, look at that. That's why you hang on to this stuff,
This is why I hang on to all these stupid cables, is because I've collected a bunch. I've probably stolen a bunch from work unintentionally, by the way, just because everything gets mixed and matched right. And so it'll be like, I got to get rid of some of this stuff. I get rid of it. And that's the moment I'm like, that's what that cord is for. Oh my God. Because a lot of them have weird connections. And it's like, man, you try to clean up. And I am a electronic hoarder.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. And I try to fight it every day, but I lose.
Right.
Every
Well,
day.
I mean, for that one win, there's also 19 other cords in there that do nothing, that I have no idea what they're there for. But also, listen, I have a garage full of crap. I need to make a dump run. And I've been like putting a bunch of stuff in my garage that definitely is non-functional. Like when I replaced my sink and got a bigger sink, my old sink is still in my garage. I've got no excuse for that.
Jesus.
I've got a box spring in there that's broken that I need to get out of there, But I mean, these are things that I need to make a dump run for. I can't just, put it in my garbage can. It won't fit. And so, like, I have to make a special trip for these things, but also I don't have a vehicle that does that. So I got to plan ahead. And then I'm like, well, I might as well wait till I have an actual load of
when
stuff.
you got to call our buddy Brian and his new company, Junk Removal.
Oh, yeah. They just follow me on Instagram. Maybe you're right. You think he'll do it
for free?
For free. We did just give him a shout out on the radio.
It was not intentional. But
No. I would definitely pay for any services. But it's more like every time I put something out in the garage, I'm like, well, like, for instance, I just bought a brand new vacuum cleaner. What am I going to do my old one? Another thing that I got to take out to the dump. And so it's like, yeah, everything keeps piling up. And then I'm like, eventually.
Then it ends up in your garage. That sounds so eerily familiar.
I'm going to make a dump run, though. I mean, eventually it will happen. It just hasn't happened.
Our dump run is to the garage. That's.
Big J, may I make a suggestion?
Please.
Perhaps when the Dallas Mavericks traded away their best player in a generational talent in Luka Doncic, they enacted upon their franchise a curse. A curse that will last much like the Boston Red Sox trading away Babe Ruth, perhaps for well over a century, because the second they traded for Anthony Davis, the big part in that Doncic trade, he plays fantastically for a first half and then seriously injures himself in the second half. Now,
broke his neck.
Yesterday, no, not his neck. Yesterday, it was confirmed that Kyrie Irving tore his ACL and he will miss the rest of the season.
Also has been playing really well.
Yes.
And being really good.
Yes.
Like he's been good, Kyrie Irving, not like the crazy one.
Done. He is out for the rest of the year. And on top of all that...
It's not a curse. It's karma.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
It's organizational karma.
On top of that, the Dallas Mavericks sent out season ticket renewals to existing customers. And guess what?
They said, get lost, losers.
They are down 30%. 30% of the season ticket holders do not want to come back.
I haven't heard what he said about all this, but who's got to be laughing is Mark Cuban as he sells the majority of his part of the ownership. It's like, these guys won't leave me alone. They want to make casinos. Here we go. And he doesn't have because if he was still the owner, this never would have happened.
You're right. Yeah.
And he's just collecting the money now at this point. Probably frustrated that he did this because he sees this organization start to fall apart.
I'm sure he's still a fan. It's tough even when you say goodbye. I'm sure you still root for the team that you owned for an X amount of years. And to see that kind of happen, I'm sure it's probably not a great feeling if you're Mark Cuban. But yeah, he's been suspiciously quiet about it. I think somebody asked him about it when the first trade first happened, and he was surprised and said he never would have done something like that. But this is just a whole nother mess. Big J, as you like to say, prayers up to Vince Neil as Motley Crue has postponed their upcoming Las Vegas residency due to him having to undergo some undisclosed medical procedures. The 64-year-old said in a statement to all the crew heads, which I guess is what they're calling their fans, who were looking forward to seeing us this spring. I'm truly sorry. My health is a top priority, so I can bring you awesome shows you deserve, and I can't wait to return to the stage. Thank you for the well wishes and reaching out to me. Your support means more than you know. And, of course, the rest of the band, Nikki Sixx, Tommy Lee, and John Five, all wanted to wish Vince Neil a speedy recovery. Again, not saying at all what he's going through or what he has to undergo.
Probably getting some sort of young child blood transfusion or keep him alive or what.
The 10 shows were originally set to take place at the Dolby Live Park MGM from March 28th through April 19th. Now will be held September 12th through October 3rd. So hold on to those tickets if you're making the trek to Vegas to see Motley Crue enjoy themselves. Something popped up in my feed yesterday where it was a ticket stub from the 10 years ago. Motley Crue played here at Taco Bell Arena for their farewell tour.
Yeah, the farewell tour.
Which
one was that? Like the third or second one?
Might have been the third one, but it was the one where Tommy Lee had the roller coaster drum set.
Man.
And we had somebody ride with him in that actual drum set during the concert. But I took a picture of the stub and posted it on Facebook 10 years ago, and I was like, oh, the farewell tour. That's hilarious. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We are going to have an opportunity to go to hell, and it's going to happen next on the X Rocks.
Here's stories that are incredibly f***ed up. Oh, man, we're going to hell.
Oh, you know they're both going to hell, right?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Buckle up for today's We're Going to Hell story, Big J. It is a doozy. So, I'm sure while maybe you don't have any hands-on experience, you have seen or at least heard of or seen stories of the electrical machines that you can hook up to your stomach that will simulate childbirth for men. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Have you
Sure.
you've seen you know what I'm talking about, or is this unfamiliar to you?
No, I've never seen that, but I get what it's trying to do.
It's essentially, they hook up, a bunch of wires to you, and it simulates what the pain women go through when they are giving childbirth. And it's a lot of times something that you use when your partner is pregnant and you want to, sympathetically understand what they're going through. And this is a tool that can help people. Maybe if you're a complete jerk and you don't understand that childbirth is not a painful thing, or is a painful thing, and you think it's an easy thing and it can't be any worse than whatever the case may be, it's a great way to teach you that you're incredibly and totally wrong.
You give birth naturally, woman.
Yeah.
Okay, you understand?
And that women are much, much stronger than we could ever possibly fathom. And so it's a machine that has been around for a while. It's popped up on like episodes of Jackass and that kind of thing. And it's terrible.
We should do it here in the show.
Listen, if you're volunteering, then let's knock it right out. This is a story about how that can go wrong, Big J.
Oh, and no, I won't do it.
Well, we don't have to go to this extreme.
Okay.
So it's a story of a couple that were talking about getting married. And then as the woman was talking to her family is like, hey, maybe you should hook your boyfriend up to this machine and see if he truly would be sympathetic to what you were going through if you want to build a family together. And so the boyfriend's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And so that's where things kind of go awry. Because,
He's dead.
It's not uncommon for people to test their partners in various ways to see if they're right for each other, but this may be a bit of a situation. So basically, her mother and sister suggested that she make her fiance experience the pain of childbirth. And so he agreed to do it. And it took place at a maternity care facility clinic run by the woman's sister. And so using the electronical stimulation device designed specifically to simulate the pain of childbirth, the woman subjected her fiance to increasingly stronger electrical shocks to the stomach for 3 hours, Big J.
Well, birth can last a long time, man.
Yes, but these machines, they usually do it for 10 minutes tops. In her confession, she wrote that she slowly increased intensity of the electrical current for the first 90 minutes and then cranked up the power to maximum for another 90 minutes. Apparently around level 8, the boyfriend was cursing like mad. And then at some point around level 10, actually she passed out from the pain. Because at level 12, he started breathing rapidly while he was passed out. And by the end of the experience, he was completely exhausted and his stomach was hard as a board. They go home. Later that night, he starts to experience severe abdominal pain and he starts throwing up everywhere, right?
Oh, man.
He appeared to feel better the next day, but his condition worsened at that point, and he's like, I need medical attention. So he was rushed to the hospital.
What'd your bitch sister do to me? Jesus.
No, it was the woman. The sister was out of the room. She just let him use the equipment.
She didn't come back and be like 3 hours later? Like, what are you doing, sis?
No.
Knock it off. You're killing him.
The man was diagnosed with intestine necrosis. Basically, she murdered his intestines and had to get emergency resurrection surgery to make sure it was good to go.
Resurrection
for the
surgery?
intestines.
Oh, okay. It's like, they call that the Lazarus surgery.
After learning about the torture that he had been subjected to, the man's family was furious and warned the fiancée that she was not welcome at the hospital, and adding that the engagement was off and there was a lawsuit and all sorts of stuff. So the good news is, dude ended up being okay after the surgery. Of course, afterwards, he ended up breaking off the engagement with his former wife.
She boiled his guts.
And he is considering filing a lawsuit as well for personal damage done and wanting some compensation for all he went through. So, once again, probably these things should be done monitored and make sure they're...
Should the machine go to 12?
I don't know what the maximum setting is. It may be 15 for all I know. I don't know. But it doesn't sound good. And but now this guy, I guess, understands how painful childbirth can be. You know what?
Yeah.
And I'm sure he'll probably think twice before
he'll never be the same.
Talking crap about it again. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There is your We're Going to Hell story. We got a world premiere music for you. It's coming up next on the X Rocks.
Here's
Metallica. That is Fuel here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Of course, Big J, today is Ash Wednesday, which means a lot of things to a lot of people. But around here, Big J, it means that there could be some new music from a very, 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 very awesome band.
Yeah, and in fact, a new singer for that band.
That's right. Introduce the world to the singer of this band, Big J. What's his name?
His name is Papa Emeritus V, Papa 5.
And so if you want to know anything more about it, you have to ask Papa directly. But man, we are excited because there's a new album coming out next month. We'll talk a little bit about it. But Big J, what's the name of the new song?
The name of the new song is Satanized.
Enjoy some new music from Ghost. Here's the world premiere on the X.
Get everything ready. Here it comes. Move that. Move.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a world premiere exclusive.
That is brand new Ghost, Satanized, here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, your thoughts, please.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. I just, it's almost puts you into like a trance.
A Satanized trance?
A Satanized trance,
Oh,
yes.
what does that mean? I don't know if is that good for you?
I don't know. Just depends.
But they do have an album coming out next month. They have announced that officially. So we are going to be in a whole new world of Ghost. Of course, Papa Emeritus V is also going to be appearing in that Black Sabbath show that is coming up, the last one that they're doing over in England as well. So I'm sure he'll be covering some Black Sabbath tunes there, which is pretty awesome and important. So very excited that we have new Ghost on the horizon because, man, I am a fan of that band, unapologetically, Big J.
Yeah, me too. They're announcing a huge tour. It's not coming here. And something interesting, the video for this is out, and they have this really cool thing. It's called a Satanized generator. And it basically, you take a picture, some video of yourself, and it will put you as one of the characters in the actual video. Nick, I've done this with a picture of you that I took from the camera here, and we'll show that on the video later of what you look like Satanized.
What about you? You want to Satanize yourself?
This camera didn't work for it, so...
Oh, no. Well, I thought they were doing it for us. What happened?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that.
Okay.
We'll see. If maybe that'll happen later today. But either way, I got the video, man. It's hilarious.
Well, take a gander at the fun that is the video, and then get ready to hear some Ghost and get ready for the new album next month as well. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some important stuff in Pop Culture Smackdown next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, we got quite the Morning After prize package here. We're going to hook you up with tickets to Killswitch Engage March 17th at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. That is St. Patty's Day, friends. That'll be hell of a celebration. And then we're going to hook you up with some passes to the tour of the Old State Pen, an extended tour of the Hidden Cemetery just beyond the prison walls, happening on the 15th of March through the 23rd. Very, very cool. And we'll get you situated with that as well. Here, if you can beat Nick and Pop Culture Smackdown.
Sounds like a fun night out to me. Walk through the cemetery, the old pen, and then check out Killswitch Engage for St. Patrick's Day.
The Hidden Cemetery. I mean,
you can't get back there. It's hidden.
No, that's the whole point of the tour.
That's what I'm saying. But now with these tickets, you can. 208-287-1003 if you would like to play Pop Culture Smackdown. Best of luck to all parties involved. Big J, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We'll
Best
see.
I can be.
Hello, the X. Hi.
What's your name?
Nick.
Nick.
Just Nick, I think.
Okay. All right, here's your question. Mulder, Scully, and Skinner, all characters from the 90s TV show that was looking for the truth. What was it called?
The X-Files.
That's accurate. Right. Yes, sir. Nick, what was the name of the sword gifted to Arya Stark by her half-brother, Jon Snow?
Oh, I have no idea. I have purged all knowledge
why
of
would
Game
you
of Thrones from my...
Listen.
I know some of the characters, but like that last season turned me off so much that I haven't like
That's
rewatched
dumb.
anything. So I just I'm over it. I'm over
Now
it.
I know how to get you.
Yeah, it's fine. If you want to ask me Game of Thrones questions, that's good. But I don't remember like that was the hardest part for me for Game of Thrones when I watched it was keeping all of the names straight and what they called everything. And so that forever will be difficult for me. What was it called?
It's called Needle.
Yeah, no, it never would have got that. Right. It did not resonate with me or make an impression on me at all. Congratulations, Nick. You got tickets to Killswitch Engage, and also you're going to check out a little bit of thing called the Walking Tour at the Old Pen and check out the Hidden Cemetery there. Hang on one second, dude. We will hook you up with everything you need to know. There's your Pop Culture Smackdown. Got your headlines next on the X.
Have our word on it, for whatever that's worth. It's Headlines on the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Headlines are as follows. New buttons, stung, or pants on fire.
Ooh, stung.
All right. A scorpion found itself in an unusual location, the baggage claim area at the Boston Logan International Airport.
Oh, man.
On Sunday night, an unnamed 40-year-old passenger had to be taken to the hospital for treatment after being stung while retrieving her suitcase. Scorpions now not typically found in Boston. An expert said it was conceivable that the scorpion hitched a ride on the luggage and then took a flight. While scorpion stings can be painful, they are very rarely life-threatening, so unless there was an allergic reaction, which could be the case why this person had to go to the hospital, don't really know you're allergic to scorpion stings till it happens, then that is something that would not be a great way to wrap up your trip to wherever you were coming from. You know
I
what
thought
I mean?
they were deadly.
Scorpions?
Yeah.
I don't think they're poisonous.
They're just creepy as ass looking, right?
Then they hurt. I mean, like, if you get stung by one, it's not pleasant. They can keep doing it. I think that's what it is. Like, you can probably get stung to death by one if you don't get the hell out of the way.
Scorpion gets one sting on me. That's all. I'll rip that thing right out of his little exoskeleton body.
Have you encountered a scorpion in your life?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Well, I stayed my distance.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, get out of here, creepy.
Where were you?
Probably, out and about. You can find them.
I regret that.
There
I
was
strike the
dirt
question.
involved.
I strike the question. Out and about. New buttons or pants on fire?
Pants on fire.
Teen mom of two Maddie is famous as an influencer, Big J, on the TikTok, and she has two kids, one baby and then one that ended up being a realistic-looking doll. The 19-year-old had her daughter 2 years ago, and when her baby became a toddler, she decided to buy a realistic baby doll made of silicone. And then she started to become TikTok famous, and then people started to notice, well, your other baby's not really growing that much. And so she has had to come clean and apologize. I don't know, dude. I don't follow this stuff. And then apologize for essentially portraying something that she was not, which is a mother of two, which got her a ton of followers as a teen, of course, Big J. And then, it became a bit of an issue. So this is the second influencer, quote unquote, we've had in 2 days that essentially has lied their way to influencerdom. What's up with that, dude?
I don't know.
But if you're wondering, these babies, apparently the one that she had bought, very expensive because they look really realistic. It can cost anywhere between $4,000 and $25,000. And so this is something that they're very popular in the healing community for people that have lost a baby. That's why they're so expensive. They're incredibly realistic and that kind of thing.
Okay.
And so she threw down a lot of money on it. Doesn't make it okay. But once again, it may be a situation of let's not believe everything we see on social media, especially when it comes from certain, like if anybody labels themselves an influencer, you should probably cock your head a little bit and go, okay. Wrap it up with new buttons. Big J, you are now an iOS user. How does it feel?
Well, not quite 100% yet. Today. It's happening today.
All right, I'm going to stop asking. You've said that 3 times in a row now. But you will discover new emojis when they update to version 18.4 of your iOS service. The new emojis will include a face with bags under the eyes, what we've all been looking for, a fingerprint, a leafless tree, a root vegetable, a harp, a shovel, and splatter. New emojis are already being developed for 2026 and may feature things like a hairy creature, an apple core, a trombone, and a treasure chest. So these are things that you have something to look forward to, which leads me to the question, Big J. If you were to create a root vegetable emoji, what root vegetable would you create?
Eggplant, baby.
It's already there. You already have an eggplant emoji. You know that as well as I do.
A potato.
Already there.
And then that's it.
That's it? That's all it. That's all you need, baby. Well, good news. You already have an eggplant emoji and a potato emoji at your
Which
disposal.
update is this?
18.4.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I only have 18.3.1.
That's right. So you have to update it soon.
Have to update it.
And you'll get new emojis. Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Emojis.
There's your headlines. You're up to date on everything. It is the X Rocks. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Let's talk about a staple of our high school years, Big J. We're talking about shop class.
Yeah, your high school years, but not mine.
No?
I didn't. We didn't. We had a couple things like shop class and that sort of thing, but it wasn't like the typical one that you probably had, where you actually had a shop and stuff, right?
Yeah,
Shop
woodworking
class.
and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish, we had some stuff we would get to go off campus to go do, those sort of things. I was more interested in the world of computer stuff, and so I got to do a lot of that. But, man, I would have loved a shop class. And high school shop classes right now are making a comeback. Some educators seem to have recognized that not every student is perfect for college, so they set up classes such as woodworking, welding, and automotive repair. And these are skills that would come in handy now as an adult, just in general, not even as in a career. But also realizing that, I was getting to the fact when I, went to Boise State University, I realized right away, I'm like, I should probably be in one of the trades, a trade kind of class school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just, and to be honest with you, the trades, I think, are a great place that I would, tell people, younger people at this point in time, you should get invested in this. And like, my daughter's boyfriend, he is going to school for this, and he is, becoming a wonderful, pipe fitter and learning some amazing skills. He just took a certification class for welding, and it's really cool stuff that I wish that I had the opportunity to. And a lot of schools had gone away from because of budgets and things like that, but they're making a comeback because we need people to be able to do those jobs. And those jobs actually pay really, really well, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, but as with anything, especially when it comes to schooling, at the end of the day, it's about engagement, because I did take a shop class and I retained almost nothing from that class that I
look at you.
took. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, because it was something that I was not engaged in. So as with anything, you'll get out what you put into a class like that. Much like any other schooling that you do, if you don't put forth any effort, you're probably not going to retain what happens. And it's easier in some ways than others, and some people are better with their hands than other people are, and it's a natural kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I think with anything that becomes an elective or a choice that a student makes, I feel like anytime you have that option, you run the ability of somebody finding something they're passionate about. I've always felt like electives are an incredibly important part about high school in general and general education, because it helped broaden my horizons in a lot of ways, where when I came down to when it was like I think it was junior and senior year, you could start actually picking classes. I think it happens earlier now today. I mean, foreign language was technically, you had to do one of them and you had your choice. So there were choices to make freshman year and sophomore year and those kind of things. But I'm talking about truly elective classes that specialized in certain things. Didn't really come into my hindsight or into my sightline until junior and senior year. And that's when I took classes that made impacts on me still to this day. Shop not being one of them, but I did take like a horror, mystery, and suspense class that really got me into the world of creative writing and wanted me to learn more about that, and got me to become an avid reader. The first actual book that I was assigned to read that I truly fell in love with happened in that class. And I was like, that's the kind of stuff that sticks with you through your life, when you have more of a choice in sometimes what your education consists of. And I think if shop class was one of those electives, you'd find people that took it that would really truly be interested in it, and not make it a requirement like it was for me, but make it something that was like, hey, if you're into this, it's there, check it out. This could be something that you could get into as you get older, and you have a talent in that you did not know either,
Yeah, absolutely. Those are the kind of things that fall through the cracks when, budgets get blown up and they can't have or afford to have those sort of things anymore. But stuff like that, it's always going to come back because it's important and needed.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's what's going on. And I don't know, I guess it's not too late for me to go take my own shop class somewhere.
Listen, you can get an apprenticeship at any shop in town. Just walk in and go, I'm Big J, I want to learn how to do this. And they'll probably take you under their wing. Show you how
What do I do? Where do I go?
I don't know. Go to Marty's.
Sounds like a great series. If you're a business who'd like to sign up for Big J's apprenticeship, hit us up at xrock.com.
Be careful what you commit to, my friend. But I love this idea. I think it'd be a fantastic video series of you learning how to do other people's jobs.
Well, here's the thing. I've talked to a couple folks, most of them truck drivers, and I'm like, listen, that's an easy one to me, that would be fun to go get my CDL, right, and learn how to do that and those sort of things. So
Sure.
that's kind of been, I've thought about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing old Big J try to weld something.
Yeah.
I start myself on fire.
I'm not sure welding's a spectator sport, but I understand what you're saying. Yes, it would be interesting to see you do other
I can make
people's
anything
jobs.
a spectator sport.
Well, yeah, it's hard to
let me tell you.
talk behind the mask, but sure. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, we got your bad impressions. That's next on the X Rocks.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, it's Bad Impressions time, and we have some tickets for Kill Switch Engage, March 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day, friends. Monday, kicking off the week. It's going to be crazy here in a few. We'll get you there for free if you figure out bad impressions today. 3 clues of a celebrity that you might have heard of before.
Here's our phone number, 208-287-1003. You call that now if you'd like to play Bad Impressions and see if you can't take home these Kill Switch Engage tickets that Big J is dying to give away. Best of luck to all parties involved. Hello, the X.
Morning.
Hey, morning. How are you, man?
Not too bad.
Excellent. Make sure you turn down your radio. We'll rock and roll here.
Sorry about that. All right, how you doing?
All right, we're good, man. Here we go. You ready?
Bring it.
All right. Craig Gus does an impression of me and uses words toes and buttholes.
Oh, that's Trump.
No. No, not even close. I was
Sorry.
on SNL and 30 Rock. I can't do it. I thought I could do it, but I can't do
I
it.
finally realized who you're trying to be.
Yeah. Don't you remember toes and buttholes?
Yeah, that's a lot. Tracy Morgan.
There we go.
Yes.
You
Nailed it.
need Craig back in here for that.
Hey, I know. I need him to really sit down and teach me how to do that one.
Hang on 1 second, man. We'll hook you up with those Kill Switch Engage tickets. What was clue 3?
I was in a real bad accident. Oh, I'm Tracy Morgan, y'all.
Oh, wow. You were just going to
yeah.
flat out give it
Yeah,
away.
that's the best way.
Why is Tracy Morgan in the news?
This should be fun. He's going to play a disgraced former football player looking to rehabilitate his image in an NBC comedy pilot produced by Tina Fey and a bunch of the other 30 Rock alums.
All right.
So that sounds like it could be pretty fun.
Yeah. I mean, Tracy has he had that show on TBS for like 4 years, and now this is kind of him teaming up with Tina again. Of course, 30 Rock, such a fantastic show, man.
for
So
sure.
good. But of course, Tracy Morgan kind of leaned into the Tracy Jordan of it all, the really like amplified version
Yeah.
of himself. I don't know.
This will be the same character.
I
I
think
mean,
it might
just a
be.
former football player,
think
really.
it might
And
be.
that's probably going to be good enough.
All right. Do we have a title?
No, I did not see a title in this.
Well, we'll look forward to the new.
Or we'll come up with one.
All right. Fire away.
And then once it starts, we'll have an interview with Tracy Morgan. No doubt
think?
about it.
You think?
Yeah.
We'll have him call into the show and give us all the details of his brand new
The toes and
sitcom.
buttholes will pop up. Guarantee you.
It's probably what they're going to call it. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We'll wrap up the show here next on the. That is Wage War, that is Blur, and that's wrapping up the Morning After with Nick and Big J for this Wednesday. Thank y'all for hanging out with us. Big J gave a big thumbs up to Speak No Evil, the thriller that you can check out on Peacock if you're looking for a great performance out of James McAvoy and a good movie according to Big J. Then that's the one you need to check out when you get the chance. You will not be sorry if you believe Big J's rating system. Of course, we also gave away some Kill Switch Engage tickets today. That was pretty awesome. We'll have a couple more of those tomorrow as well on your Thursday, and that leaves you with the floor, Big J.
Yeah, Nick, it's Ash Wednesday. If you're Catholic, it's time for Lent. You got to give something up. I know we're not Catholic, but have you ever given something up for this period of time?
For Lent in a religion that I do not practice, no. I have not. Have you?
Yeah, of course, man.
What'd you do?
What haven't I given up?
I don't know. That's why I'm
I
asking.
think I'm going to give up until Easter soda.
Well, that is because soda, I believe, has given up on you, and it just wreaks havoc on your body at
all
this
soda. It's so tempting. I want the sweet, syrupy deliciousness.
All right. And then come Easter, you're just going to give right back
Oh,
into
man,
it?
yeah. See if I can just explode my insides.
When is Easter this year? It's in April sometime,
yeah,
right?
April. In April.
It's some April. Then you can have Easter, and then you can have soda. So it's a little over a month of you giving up soda. You think you can do it?
No.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah, of course I can.
Yeah. It's not.
I just
it's
wanted
not
to
that
publicly say it so that if you see me with the soda in my hand, come at me.
Knock
Be
it
like,
out of
Big
his
J,
hand.
stop it.
Dump it
All
into his
sodas,
lab.
diet, sugar-free, doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Well, best of luck, man. I wish you the best
I'm
of luck.
headed to the vending.
No, don't do it, Big J. But there's also snacks there that you can probably get.
Sure.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. That's it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Jason Drew's up next. It's EX Rocks.